Okay, here we are again, KG's Kitchen. As promised, another cooking video. But what I'm going to do this time, I'll tell you what, I was watching my previous videos that I posted on YouTube last night, and I was going through them, and I came across my simple vegetable soup. And that's when I first started making the videos with my cell phone. And I was holding it upright, and it's like a 3-part series. It's kind of crappy. So I'm watching, and I'm thinking to myself, I thought, you know what? Why don't I remake that? Now that I got a good camera, why don't I remake the simple vegetable soup? So that's what we're going to do today. We got carrots, onion, 2 cans diced tomato, box of chicken broth, celery, salt, pepper. I normally use angel hair pasta, but all I have right now is thin spaghetti. It'll work. I'm contemplating putting this green pepper in there. Okay? I don't put that in there ever. It's not a part of my simple vegetable soup. And I like the way my soup turns out every time with just the ingredients you see, minus the pepper. But I may just do it just to see. I don't know. We'll figure that out when we get to that part. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is get these veggies chopped up, starting with the onion. What do we do with the onion, guys? That's right. Leave the hairy end on. You already know why. I've said it so much you know why now, so let's get the other side off. Cut down to the hair. Get underneath there if you can. Get the better part of the skin off there without taking too much onion. Okay, you know what? Let me get a compost bowl here, let me get a compost bowl like Rachel Ray does. I learned that from Rachel Ray. Get yourself a little compost bowl, put the garbage in, so you can continue working on your goodies, if you will. Alright, scraps in the compost bowl. Let's get this onion chopped. Okay. Be careful not to go all the way down through the root of it, because, you know, of course then it's going to fall apart, and that's what we're trying to avoid. That's why we leave the hairy end on. So for this recipe, it doesn't have to be tiny. Just make some nice chunks. Look at this. Watch this. See, that's what I'm talking about. The onion's not slipping apart. It's not, the center's not falling out. Everything's staying together. That's exactly why we leave the hairy end on. Watch your fingers not to cut them. Okay. See that? That's what we want right there. We want that size right there. So let's move on to the next step. Okay. We put the onions in the pan. Now we're going to chop up a couple stalks of celery here. What I like to do with these is make them half the width. Just cut them right in half like that. Just nice chunks. It doesn't have to be tiny. Nice chunks, just like this. Okay. Same thing here. Cut this one in half. Turn it around. Like half. You don't want them huge, but you don't want them so small that you can't taste them either. You know what I'm saying? These are a little smaller, so we're not going to cut those in half. Get the string, if there's a string in there like that, get that out of there. You don't want to chew on the string, I'll tell you that much. Okay, in these go. Next we're going to do some carrots. Okay, now these are baby carrots. And really, if you wanted to, you could put these in whole. But I like to have all my veggies kind of uniform pieces, you know. So even though these are baby carrots, I still like to, you know, cut them like in threes. Like I said, watch your fingers. You don't want to chop your fingers. That ain't no fun. I've done it. Nothing fun about that, I'll tell you that much. They don't taste too damn good either. I'm just kidding. I didn't really get a chunk of finger in the food. We'll get these all chopped up. Put these right in there. I tell you what, I've been thinking about that green bell pepper, putting that half a pepper in there. And like I say, I like the recipe the way I have it. So I'm not going to do it. I'm going to put that pepper right back in the refrigerator because I just feel that it wouldn't taste right. And you know what? I love carrots. I love carrots a lot. So we're going to go with a couple more. Nothing like some cooked carrots. I know you're probably saying to yourself, why soup on a hot summer day? Well, just because I can. And I'm kind of craving it after watching my videos. But I mean, here's the thing. You go to Olive Garden, you go there for the endless soup and breadsticks or whatever it is. You don't wait for winter time to go there, you know. So soup isn't just a wintertime thing. It's any time you get hungry for it. And it just so happens, after watching my videos last night, that got me a hunger for it. So we're going to cook it up here. Oh yeah, when I was showing you the ingredients, I forgot to add in the olive oil too. We use olive oil. I'll show you what we're going to do with that. Let's get this thing opened up here. Okay, so there we have the carrots, the onions, the celery. We're going to hit it with a little olive oil, okay, just to get it going. You don't need to use tons of this, just a little, you know, a little bit to get it going. I know that looks like a lot. Unfortunately, I ran out of whole pepper, so we're just going to use black pepper out of the box, okay? Hit it with a little pepper. Alright, hit it with a little salt. And then we're going to turn this on, put a lid on it, simmer it until these vegetables soften up. And the reason I do that, it makes the whole process go quicker. Once these cook down, then they've softened up, then we're going to transfer it over to another pot. That's where we finish it off. And it goes a whole lot quicker. Stick around. Okay, we got the flame on. I'm going to hit it with a splash of soy sauce also, just a splash. Just to add a little bit more saltiness to it. And that's all you need. That is it. So just a splash. I need to clean that up I just spilled. Now we're going to put a lid on it. Going to let this simmer. And we'll come back when these have cooked down. Look at this. Check this out. Oh shit, I'm dripping everywhere. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we want. This is smelling so good. I wish you guys could smell it. Alright, let's cover this thing back up. And we'll keep on reducing. They're not there yet. We're going to let those soften up a little bit more, and then I'll show you what we do with it. Okay, let's get a look at these. There we go. That's what we're looking for right there. See the difference? See how these onions have cooked down? The celery's nice and tender. Hot too. Woo! Yep. The carrots right there. Okay. This is what we want. So now what we'll do is we'll turn this off. I'm going to transfer this to another pot, and I'll show you what we do next. Okay, so I chose this pot here because it's deeper. Got the carrots, celery, onions cooked down. They're all in there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add the 2 cans of diced tomatoes. One. 2. Okay, give them a stir, get them all incorporated in with your plastic spoon or whatever you got. Okay. Next we're going to open up our chicken broth. I have to shake it a little bit. I don't know if it needs it or not, but I like to do it. Okay, let's see if I can get this thing open. Okay, you pour in your chicken broth. I'll probably end up using that whole box, but for now, I just poured it to like an inch from the top. From here, we add more black pepper. Normally it's the the fresh cracked pepper I put in there, but I don't have none. I'm gonna add just a little bit of salt. You really don't need salt in this because there's a lot of salt in the chicken broth. There's a lot of sodium in the tomatoes. The soy sauce I put in there, of course, so you really don't have to go crazy with the salt. So once you get that in there, give it a little stir. Bring this back up. Bring this back up to a simmer. Turn your heat up. Bring this back up to a simmer with everything in there. Then I'll show you what's next. Okay, so this is what it's looking like so far. You see, you got your carrots, you got your celery, you got your onions, you got your tomatoes. Those tomatoes will cook down a little bit. So will this broth. See, we're going to put that thin spaghetti in here. That's the last step. And I'm not waiting to try to surprise anybody. We're going to bring this to a simmer. As soon as it comes to a simmer, we're going to break up some of that spaghetti. I'll show you how I do it. Put it in here, cover this with a lid, and simmer this until the spaghetti is completely done. And then you have a finished simple vegetable soup. And I'll tell you, speaking for myself, I love this. It's just a tasty, tasty soup. And simple. And that's where it gets its name. Okay, so we got this simmering. What we're going to do now is take some of this thin spaghetti. And how I like to do it is just take a couple pieces out. Like I say, normally I prefer angel hair. I really do. But I don't have angel hair, so we're going to do it this way. So just take your pieces of spaghetti. Okay, we got a nice little boil going now. Let's get the heat down. And just break it into small pieces. Nice, easy to eat pieces. You can put as little or as much of this as you want. That's your own personal preference. But hence the name soup. You don't want it to be like real thick and have so much pasta in there that you have no sauce, or no soup, juice, whatever. So with this spaghetti, I've not used it before, so I'm not going to go completely crazy. Maybe those two little bits I grabbed out of there, maybe we'll stop at that and see what happens. And what we'll do is we'll mix this in. Now, if I think a little more, because there's quite a bit of soup here, so yeah, a little bit more. A little more than that. We'll mix this in, and we'll just we'll keep it at a nice little simmer, and we'll cook it until the spaghetti's done. And once the spaghetti's done, then your soup is done. I'll tell you, this would be nice. This would go real nice with a pan of cornbread. But seeing as how it's 90 degrees, I'm not doing cornbread today. I'll do the soup, but we're not doing cornbread. No. Just a little bit more pasta. I hope I'm not going too crazy here. Just a little more. You just want it to come to the party. You don't want, well, I myself don't want it completely full of pasta. I still want to have a little soupiness to it, so there we go. We're going to call that a day. Okay, so the thin spaghetti's in. Everything's in. We got it, a nice little simmer going. And that's what we want right there. I'm going to put the lid back on this thing. We're going to simmer it until the spaghetti's done in there. We'll put some in a bowl and show you how this turns out. I love this stuff. I really do. Okay, let's put a lid on this thing here. And we'll be back when it's done. Okay guys, I believe it's done. Yeah, see there? See there? That's what I'm talking about. You don't want gobs and gobs of pasta in there. You just want it to be in there. See there? I know you're probably thinking, oh, as complex as this soup is, where did I get the recipe? Well, as hard as it is to believe, I made this up myself. And that's a joke, guys. I did make it up myself, but we know it's not complex. Just a couple things thrown together. I was sitting here one cold winter night. I said, you know what? I want some kind of soup. So I started with my basics: onion, celery, carrots. Cooked them down. Added tomatoes, chicken broth, and noodles, and said, hey, that's it. If I add anything else, it's going to ruin it. So that's why I changed my mind on that green pepper. I made an executive decision and left the pepper out. Maybe I'll try it again. Who knows? Now I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what I don't think would hurt this a bit is if you browned up some little beef cubes and put in there. Would probably make this really good. I've not done that yet. Maybe I'll try that next. But for now, this is just a simple vegetable soup. When you're wanting soup and you want something different than, than your Campbell's out of the can or your Progresso or whatever, this is what you want right here. So let's get some of this in a bowl and show you what it looks like. Doesn't that look good? Look at my bowl. My son Joe bought me that soup bowl last Christmas. I love it. I'll tell you what I'm going to do before I taste it. I'm going to hit it with just a little bit more pepper because I like pepper. Look at that. Tell me that don't look good. Tell me that doesn't look good. Let's get a little bit of this. Let's get a little bit of pasta, a little bit of tomato, a little bit of carrot in there. Let's see what this tastes like, guys. That is so good. That is absolutely delicious. Just a simple soup. Nothing to it. Alright guys, I made this video so you can see how that soup is made start to finish without having to watch 3 videos that are on a cell phone that's straight up and down and you don't see the sides of the screen and all that. So that's why I done this. And I was hungry. That's another reason too. But now you can make your own version of this. So until next time, thanks for watching.